'Cause I stumble and fall. Oh, I'm learning to love, still learning to crawl.
Dyslexia is a lifelong learning disability that is characterized by difficulty in reading, writing, and sometimes even speaking. According to Austin Learning Solutions, 1 in 10 people have dyslexia. Over 40 million people in the U.S. have dyslexia, but only 2 million people know. Dyslexia is a neurological processing disorder, meaning a dyslexic's brain is wired differently than the average person's. Someone with dyslexia may read, write, or speak at a lower than expected level. However, this does not mean that someone with dyslexia is less intelligent. Dyslexia can also run in families since they suspect it may be a genetic disorder as well. Do you remember what form your dyslexia took?
I remember in 3rd grade being very aware that all my classmates were able to read and feeling like something was wrong with my ability to do so. I knew the vowels, I knew the pronunciations, I even knew how vowels kind of moved together, but I didn't quite understand how words formed the abstract concept of actual things. And I remember during parent-teacher conferences, in order to trick my parents and the teacher, I would recite books from memory in their presence, hoping they wouldn't know.
Do you remember how you learned to read?
I remember in 3rd grade when it became obvious that I couldn't read like my other classmates, they put me into a special needs class or a special education class where the person would write like a word cat on the board and then they would drag out the vowels like gum, going cat. And I remember being frustrated at that because I knew that part and I felt like so stupid for being there. And then eventually they moved me to a woman named Mrs. Bell who used things I love like singing and drawing and using those as rewards to learn.
When did you realize that you could read?
It was kind of funny, like all the things that I knew beforehand were so obvious to me, but that abstract concept of words didn't make sense. But I knew I could read when I was sitting in the back of my parents' car and I was reading an article from National Geographic about birds playing. And I told my parents about it and they asked me, where'd you learn that from? And I held up the magazine and they made such a big fuss about it. And I don't know why it wasn't obvious to me, but this was reading. This was something that I thought I couldn't do and I was doing. Obviously, it was like a switch being turned on in my brain.
Say something high, giving up on you. And I'm feeling so small. Oh, it was over my head. Nothing at all. 'Cause I stumble and fall.
Dyslexia affect you when you're trying to go to college?
It affected me because I had trouble with general math mostly. I took the whole semester busting trying to get that, trying to pass that, and it just never happened because when I was in school, I wasn't able to take general math because they put me in a learning disabled class learning other math, so I didn't have a general understanding of algebra. So I didn't make it through college.
Okay, what happened when you were trying to do your math calculations?
The teacher kept trying to make me do them his way, and at times I was doing a good job on them, trying to do them my way, but I guess he didn't understand that, so it never worked out.
It is estimated that 35% of dyslexics drop out of high school, and barely 2% are enrolled in undergraduate programs in college. Knowing that dyslexia is genetic, do you have any worries about dyslexia in your children?
I actually don't, because at least I understand how it works and how to go through your life living with it, so I'd be able to teach them how to deal with it. I would be concerned just because it's a challenge, and if it's not caught in time, then maybe they won't get to go to college.
Do you think your struggles with dyslexia helps you to be more understanding while working with the intellectually disabled?
It really does, because I understand their frustration, and I understand that they need a lot of patience because they're trying, but they might not have the tools to figure out the answers. And basically, with my job is to help them find those tools, to help them find that ability to learn. And I love doing that because I feel like oftentimes in school, not enough people did that for me. So, yeah, I would say I probably have a leg up on most people that do the job I do.
Say something high, giving up on you. And I'm feeling so small. Oh, it was over my head. I know nothing at all. 'Cause I'll stumble and fall. Oh, I'm learning to love, still learning to crawl. Say something high and up on you. I'll be the one if you want.